Yes, una welcome again to today, another ogbonge lesson wey we wan learn for Django. In our first lesson, we learn how to create basically static websites. First of all, make I no too rush, we learn wetin be Django, we know wetin be Django and the many companies wey dey use Django and how powerful Django is. Django is way very powerful and strong. So we will continue on this lesson today. We don first create this site here, this index.html, but first we carry this template go our settings folder. We tell Django say all our files, HTML files, go dey this templates, this des folder here. We come write am templates. So we go add more web pages. You know say most of the web pages these days they come with different most of our website they come with different web pages. So one web page no go do. Make we just quickly go create another web page. But first, remember say we will come here, we go open these views. Remember say we go come here, we go open these views. As it is, so now only index we don't fit create. So this is what we'll do next. Def, we'll call this page about to take the request handler. Now semicolon there, then return render request. Then the template name will be about.html. Very straight, simple and straightforward. However, we no need to come this setting again. We'll just jejely come this our new file. We'll just click on HTML. What we will call this one about.html. Take note of the spelling, no, make you no go make mistake for the spelling. If you make mistake, Django will throw one very dirty, fine, at the same time error message, and you will not be happy about it. So put it there. It gives us this skeletal HTML. Then let's just edit it a little. We'll call this about. Then I'll come here, I'll just put on like this h1. This is our h1 tag, about page. We'll just write small few sentence for the middle there. This is the about page. Yes, is that all? Are we leaving out something? Yes, that's right. Our URL, we need to configure our URL. Next thing is we need to configure our URL, telling our URL where it go look. So this one are the steps. If you make sure say you write out the steps, so just come here, put on parts, put on like that, about slash views dot, yes, about. You will take that about when we first write for these views. Assuming say we call this one another name, now that name now go show for here, now go appear. If you just put your command there, make everything they go siriri where it be like say we don't finish for here. We remember what we do. First of all, we come our views file, which is more like the engine, the things where you won't see. We come here, say we won't create another web page. And this is the style def about, because now about page now I won't create. If now contact, we figure right and there contact, return render request. Then for the template about, after all do that one, we'll just quickly come here, this template, we can do about page, which I just did here. Very simple, straightforward HTML, no long talk. Then you can't have to configure your URL contents for this URL patterns. Able, remember how we take do this home page, just do this one like this, about views dot about. Very simple. So more runner, we could see waiting by manage dot py run server. We will wait make the thing load small. Make it show us the port when we go click. So I'll click on now. Welcome to the very first page. But no link there for me to take click, go the about page. I think another way we can do it is to come to this URL here and say about. Click on it. Oh yes, and the about page shows. What we'll do next is we'll create a link here that can take us back to the home page, and from the home page back to the about page. So let's quickly do that. I'm going to open PyCharm again. End this server, and by pressing Ctrl C. It's very simple, and I know you've already guessed what we're going to do. We'll just come here and create this link. Make a wrapper for P tag first. I'm going to do something like href. Okay, this is the index linking to the about. Just come here, about. That's all. That's just all. Then you just put some. Click here. Then outside that link to take you to the about page. Don't finish your. I'm not fit type, I beg. Make I just copy this thing. Sharp. Copy it. Then I'll come to the about page because it has to link me back to the home page. So that's it. I'll just click here. Because the home page is not carrying any, you just leave that slash there. Click here to take you back to the home page. So I think that's it. That's just it. Simple. We'll come back to our terminal and say something like py manage.py run server. Wait for it to load. Short while it will be done. Good. Click on it and let's see what it does. Okay, our links are appearing. So welcome to the very first page. So here's the link. So let's click on it. And there we go. It takes me back to the about page, and then it takes me back to the home page. You see? Very simple, very straightforward. So let's carry on. If you notice, these pages are basic, are static. They are not containing any style whatsoever. It looks kind of boring. So we're just going to add a little life to it. So how do we do that? There's something called static. There's something called static in Django, called static folder. Now, the static folder, now we use to store static files like CSS. We use to store static files like JavaScript. Sometimes it even contains image because image, suppose they your website. If you want make it fine, people find pictures go talk. Maybe your wine pictures or any products when they say all those files go gather dey for static. So wetin we go do now be say we go create static because it go make your website dey organized. It's for managing and serving front-end assets efficiently, ensuring a clean, scalable, and makes Django performs very well. So more beginner, more see how they create static folder. Okay, I'm going to come over here and the manage.py, right click and new directory. I'm just going to name this static, right? Press enter there. Aha. From static, I will just come here, new. What do I actually want? I want to create a CSS file first. Come here, CSS. Aha. Cascading style sheet is the full meaning of CSS. That's just a reminder. I know you know. So I'm going to come create a new file, and I'm just going to name this style.css. Yes, style.css is good here. This is where I'm going to begin typing my CSS files. However, before we begin that, I just want to make Django make some changes on the settings. This is the second time we're going to our settings from our very first main folder. Settings here, we're going to open it. Just going to make this larger. Then you're going to have to follow my steps, scroll to the very top, and in here you have to import what they call OS, the function. Yes, OS. Let Django know that. After that, you scroll to the very bottom where you see something like static. Oh, here we go. Static URL. Then you do something like this in cap static. No, I'm just going to give a little space here. Yeah, static files underscore doors. Able doors. Then the brackets down. Then I'm just going to call that function that I imported at the top as os.path.join. Base there. No, in caps. This is in caps. Base there. Comma. And static. Yes, this will be all we make. This is necessary so it will ensure that Django know how to collect those static files properly, because we have to create a directory. So now that this is done, we can close this and come over to our style. What we are doing is we are styling this index.html because it looks boring, remember? So this lesson actually assumes that you have some sort of knowledge about CSS. This very little knowledge. Why the community version of PyCharm does not fully support CSS, it still works though, but there will be no code completion, and coloring as needed. But trust me, it still works. So as we go further, the professional version of PyCharm does all that so easily. However, we're still going to keep on using this PyCharm. For the sake of time, this will be the first time, this will be the rather last time I'll be typing in some CSS code so you can follow properly and understand. So let's jump right in. Body, I'm just trying to make the body tag a bit easy. So the background color, I want black, so I'm just gonna put it there. I need black. That's right. So the display, the style display, we have flex, but I'm going to go with a grid. What next? The mean height should be, what should I put here? VH. The fonts family, all these are what makes website very, very fine. I think I will go with Area is very common. Oh, sans serif. Hope I spelled that right. Don't want any error because it's not helping me. I want all the text to be at the center of the page. Then the color, complementary color is good as white. All right. Yes. Do I still need to style anything? Okay. Yes. The H1. This H1 tag. Which is supposed to be big. Let's leave it color white. Oh no, that's a mistake. Color white. And the font size, I want it large but not very large, and I think 4 rem will do this. Margin bottom, give me 0 pixels please. Thank you. What next? Doesn't matter if I do this P. Does it? you know. Let's just do this. Yep. I need a color white. And for the font size, how many? I think 1.5 rem will do it. And the margin button, is good at maybe 1 px. So that being done, we've done majorly more of the work. And one thing left for the link. I think I like the yellow color. I'm just gonna do this for the link. I'll say color. Okay, yellow will show very well on black. For the hover, hover. I just have to put one little decoration here. That will be text decoration. I want it on the line so you know it's a link. On the line. Yes, that's right. Now that our style sheet is done, I can't think of any other styling we need to do. For this is just a tutorial class. You can pause this video so you copy the CSS code I just wrote and just pause them so that you could take your hand say type them in, because it good say you could type them in as we do this thing. So there's a way called the templating engine in which we will use in loading this static. It is called this load static. You want to load this CSS, load static. First of all, you have to open your curly brackets, percentage, load static, then you close it like this after typing. After that, you come over to the home page. You come over to the home page. I'm just going to type it for you to follow. You come over just below the title page and say link rel equals to style sheets. Yes, of course, style sheets. Then, not just that, you have to say something like the href. Yeah, the ref. So where is it? You open your templating language again, percentage, static. After that, you put this in single quotes, which is css slash style dot css. This is it. This is it. It's simple as ABC. Then you close your stuff with that. Yes, it's showing me a little bit of error here because I haven't done something right. I just have to close that. So there we are done. So this is the format in importing that CSS that we've written in your home page. The index is our home page, remember. First of all, let me go again. Below this static, below this doc type HTML here, you go first type curly braces percentage, then load static. If it were in professional version, you can see it will be showing colored here, but since it's not, the community is kind of free, you get the point. However, it works just fine. Just type this code just the way it is there. So right now we are going to test it our homepage to see if this CSS and styling that we've done actually works. Let's go. I'm just going to come over here and say manage.py run server. Let's see if it works and all. So does it work? And of course it does. It works very well. Welcome to the very first page. So if you click this place, it takes you to the about page, and what you can notice is that the about page is still very free, nothing don dey, e just still dey gboo. So wetin you go do for me now be say you go pause this video, make you try use this style when I teach you to take apply css, this css, you get am, this css for the try to apply this css for the about page, so that it go just dey black like that, you know, understand. So the link still dey work, you can go back from the very first page, so everything is aligned at the center and just the way I want it to be. Yes, we talked about, I can actually end the lesson here, but one more thing that I want you all to know. If you're talking about this css here, this static files can still contain image and javascript. You know, just for the sake of it and for the love of it, we're just going to do maybe a small javascript. We're just going to do a small, yeah, just for the sake of it, like I said, make we just try do javascript, because javascript na client-side functionality. Javascript dey handle many things too, and Django still dey support that one, so e dey easy to do javascript. We'll just come here, right click, new directory, we'll create a folder for javascript file, we'll call it js if we like. Now that js has been created, let us create a new file. I'm going to call this, I can call this anything, but I'm comfortable with main. That's the main.js. We'll press on like that, enter. So PyCharm is ready to take our JavaScript code. However, we are not typing much, we are just typing something very small, just small function. Mind you, what we are trying to do is we want to create a link in the home page that when you click it, it tells you that, hey, you are learning Django. That JavaScript alert will come out on our browser to say that we are learning Django. So that is what we are trying to do. So we start by saying function show message. This is just a very small JavaScript code. Maybe say na big code. Yeah, JavaScript is way more complex than that. So it will show us an alert. How do they spell alert again? Yes, alert, and that alert is you dey learn Django. Okay, let us carry on. Now that this is done, remember we'll go back to the index, because we want this thing to show at the index. Load static is already there. Remember how we load the css? It's going to be a similar way loading the JavaScript tag. It's simple. We come here to say script, and the source is going to be we'll use that templating engine. Now open this curly brackets, percent, of course static, then you just put one single quote, js slash main.js, bam, PyCharm like that, percentage sign, curly braces to close it. Then what do you do next? I think we'll put something called defer. Don't forget to put ammo. Normal, the thing with defer is usually it's not supposed to be here. It's supposed to be the top actually, but based on say we won't just write code underneath them, you know, it's just indifference. I can take it off, I can take it, I can leave it, so it's optional because of where this line of code they difficult, but you will get the point as we go on. So that's being done. I'm going to put on the going to just do the, what's it called, the href here. I'm going to put this part on me. Yes, so I'm going to put the link down here. I've closed the script tag. So the link, a href, and since it's the same page, I'm just going to push that pound sign there, and on click, it's going to show that message I just wrote. Show message. Just going to close that link here, and says, what are you learning? I think this is basically all. So let's test it. Let's run our home page and see how all this works. Py manage.py run server. System check. It looks all good. Now this is our very first page. We can see when we click here, it takes us to the about page, which still remains unstyled yet on my own, but on your computer you should make sure that it's styling. Now our DOM, our document object model, is still running. This web page is still running. Let's see if it actually loaded the JavaScript file. Oh, you dey learn Django though. So this is the prompt that we get when we clicked on what are you learning. So we can do that again. You dey learn Django. So it could be anything. We could style the JavaScript to make it pop up at the middle of the page to say so many things and so on. So this is how JavaScript can also run on our page. Thank you very much once again for the patience and listening to and learning from our video tutorial. I hope you found this very useful. Of course, you can feel free to ask any questions and comments. I'll be very happy to hear from you. So this is just the very first beginning. The next step, what we go do next, they say we go the build app templates, more app, and then we go try our hand for authentication, login, and the rest. Maybe you don't reach time when we go know the reason why they fall. I know say now that one now they wait for. Now I want to see the login authentication system. Well, that's very simple. We're going to do that. So once again, thank you very much for watching this video. You can like, subscribe, and comment. See you next time. Shalom.